Wow, can anybody even see me? I'm in the dark. My light is too low. Not good. So I have to turn on the regular light and blind myself. Hi, folks. How's life? How's life? Chat is open, folks. Don't come running in here at once now. Yeah, don't come running in here at once. Let's see what it's doing outside. Is there basketball-sized hail? Is there meteorites? No, it's humid. Look at the sky. That's a trip. That's a cell tower over there. And the mosquitoes are having a ball because it is wet. A slight tinge of fog to the air. That's a dog making that noise. Wow. I love outside. It's cool, man. Wake up in the morning, and that's when everybody in Augusta's asleep. This culture stays up very late, and they will not get up early like me. This is the best part of the day. The quietude of the morning. Somewhere there's a dog whining. Wow. That's a trip. Time to go in. The mosquitoes are eating me alive. Welcome to Georgia, folks, where you can be eaten by just about everything. Alligators, cottonmouths, rattlers, fire ants, mosquitoes, ticks, fleas, CHIGGERS, lice, bed bugs. I mean, we got it all out here. I don't have them in my house. I don't do no bed bugs. Not my thing. Did I lock that? Make sure the pirates don't come in here. All right, folks. Who else gets up at the butt crack of dawn and wanders around in the backyard when it's humid, moist, and so hot I'm almost shirtless? Oh my gosh. We like to have fun. Having fun is important. Life is boring, life is dramatic, life is crazy, but you can still have simple fun. You don't have to smoke a blunt, you don't have to drink beer. You could have a banana. A banana, man. Banana. Repeat after me. Nana, banana. Or you could be a toilet seat guy and put a toilet seat on your head and have a YouTube channel and make a full-time living off of it. Maybe I should try that someday. These are good. I feel mosquitoes, man. Did they follow me in here? They're gonna die. Ooh, one just flew in front of me. They followed me right in here. I hate skeeters. They suck. They feast on me. They love white meat. I was watching some news tidbits And it was sad to see a huge fin whale beach itself. I believe it was in Washington. Very sad. It is the second largest whale to the blue whale. And they had video where it was trying to move and it couldn't. That's heartbreaking. Something as beautiful and big as a whale. Somebody left a comment saying this is happening more and more. Do they commit suicide? Do they get disoriented? I believe that the creation is groaning. The Bible says that in Romans. And something has been in the air for some time. And if you're paying attention, it's there. That poor animal ended up dying. You can't move that. You can't push it. You can't get it. It got in the tidal marsh there, and that thing's so heavy you can't move it. Very sad. I love whales. I'd love to see a whale. Whales are the largest creature still alive that man hasn't totally decimated. The dinosaurs are gone, but the whale is just fascinating. The noises that they make, the clicks and ticks, and they make different sounds that only other whales understand. Submarines and ships' sonar can interfere with them, and it causes them grief. God knew what he was doing when he made these things. ELO has a song with whale sounds in it. It's fascinating. What else did we find? This clown, let out over and over by a judge in Charleston, killed a Ukrainian woman on the bus. No reason. He bragged, I got that white girl. Should he receive the death penalty? He's claiming insanity. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. The Batman Theater shooting in Aurora that happened right after I got back in 2012 from Hong Kong to Colorado. Very sad. Guy claimed insanity. No, you were smart. You knew exactly what you were doing. Our laws are too soft on people like this, folks. They're just too soft. People think the death penalty is cruel. Really? And him slashing the throat of a Ukrainian immigrant who got off of work, who had a boyfriend, who had a life, you think that wasn't cruel? That's insane. It's insane. I don't understand how. Yesterday I went to the flea market, and one of my flea market buddies was eating this pickle cotton candy. And her girlfriend was going, that is just gross. I said, pickle cotton candy? I've heard of pickle flavored chips. She's a white woman and she was just eating it with relish. Yeah, Dells, and welcome. That never should have happened. And I would go so far as to say, if I was a leader, I would push for legislation that judges who let hardcore criminals out and it results in the murder of somebody, they will face the death penalty too. Judges. Too many liberal judges Not good. And this is her girlfriend. I wanted to share this. I love this person. She always calls me Love 48. Solid muscle in those arms. That woman, you mess with her, she could beat up all my trolls with one arm. She's totally feminine, but she's a tomboy. She is a woman, and she's beautiful. She paid $1,200 to have her hair done, just like that. $1,200. I said, "You're lying." She goes, "Uh-uh." I said, $1,200. On her right arm, she had all these marks. I said, "What are those?" She goes, "Oh, I was rough as a kid. I was a tomboy, and I was rough, and I hurt myself. I'd rough and tumble, and those are all scars." Hey, Joe, how are you? One's Mardi Gras bead, and the other one's a necklace that I just wrapped around myself, just my own unique way. That woman is a 10 to me. She's beautiful. She's exotic. She actually put eyeliner. I said, "That's not lipstick." She goes, "Nope, it's eyeliner." She is interesting. And it was communicated to me that she is not African at all. She's indigenous mixed with something else. No African in her. I found that very hard to believe. Hello, Ideals. How are you? She allowed me to take that picture. This is the one I took last week of her and I. I showed her. I said, "Look, you got 307 likes on my channel." "Really? That's so cool. Hello, Irma. How are you?" "Oh, Joe. Well, good for you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that." And that's me on the back of a ship on the South China Sea. I always love looking out over the stern and looking at the ocean. Irma, how are you doing? Thank you. This morning I felt very strong to just go. And I love it when the Holy Spirit shows me something, and I felt the need to say that. There's so much confusion out there. Elliot's in Australia. Who's Elliot? Thank you, Irma. Yeah, I just like to have fun. I like to talk about the truth. It's powerful. It's powerful. This is my new girlfriend. Just kidding. Can you imagine? That girl could be my bodyguard. Good grief. God is good, and I'm glad you liked it. I had fun doing that because I believe God's given me a gift, and I like to use it. A town. Oh, got you, Ideals. I spaced. How are you, Big Reds? Too much hate in the world, absolutely. Thank you, Ideals. I appreciate that. We try to keep it interesting, relevant. People need to hear the truth today. They do. And hate. People hate the truth. That just blows me away. We're taught don't lie. And yet people grow up hating the truth. They'd rather believe a lie. Life is interesting, but I feel sad seeing a big, beautiful whale beached. It bothers me. I don't like that. I like that one. These are all artist renditions of warrior women. Kind of cool looking. Well, I always say people that spend time talking about me are giving me free advertisement, and that's okay. We'll take all the help we can get. I love these paintings. Very cool. Very awesome. Did the chat freeze on me? The chat has frozen. And I don't know why. Maybe there's an alibi. Can you find it? Is it YouTube? Is it glitch? A source? I love this spray. This stuff is awesome. It smells good. I think the chat froze. What the heck? Somebody made this with AI when I got my hair cut last September. There we go. Thank you, Big Red. Now, for a limited time only, Ocean Heart dolls. That's not real, but that is pretty funny. That'd be funny. Down on Main Street. And that's what I looked like before my haircut last September. 3 years it took. 3 years. Oh, I miss my hair. I miss it. Every time I cut it short, I worry. Will that be the last time I had a full head of natural color? So we're trying again. We'll see what happens. But yeah, when I took care of a property in Colorado, I got a buzz cut when I first moved here in 2019, and it wasn't as long as the picture I just showed. I even walked into the barber shop, and the southerner says, "So you want a buzz cut?" That's so funny. So I lived in Colorado for 7 years. Before I moved out here, I took care of an estate. And the man had died 2016. And his wife died shortly after I left. They both got pancreatic cancer. And she had told me, "What do you want if something ever happens to me?" And she had furniture from India. She had some nice stuff. And only two things I wanted. One was the painting of an African woman that she painted freehand on her own, which I have in my living room. And the other was her husband's Celtic cross that he had mounted on the brick. he had a smaller pool above the pool with a waterfall. And he had the cross. And when Anne had gone into the nursing home before they found out she had pancreatic, actually, no, she was just diagnosed with pancreatic. And I called the daughter. I said, hey, I was walking around the yard, and there's that iron cross above the pool, on the smaller pool at the waterfall. I know her sons are not going to appreciate this because they're not Christian. Can I take that? And she called me back and she said, you can have that cross because at least you know what it means. So I have that. And I was thinking I have that and a painting of an African woman. And that's all that really matters, folks. The cross and people. That's it. Thank you, Irma. Well, Big Red, grow it out is what I say. Grow it out. At least with hair, if you grow it out, you don't like it, you can change it. If it's short, you got to wait forever. I wish my hair would grow like 6 inches in a month and then stop. Paul says, I glory in nothing but the cross. And that should be the same with us. Brag about your truck and your bank account, your wife and your house and your college degrees. That's called a WOT. What waste of time. That's it. You ain't taking any of that with you when you leave this world. How is everybody today? Ideals. So Elliot is in Australia. Is that in the outback? I think the chat froze again. Strange. Either that or Ideals left. I love it that we get a lot of people from down under New Zealand, Scotland, Ireland, and the UK and Canada. That's awesome. I like people coming in from other places around the world. I believe in diversity very much. I believe in international very much. I lived in Hong Kong for 15 or 13 months. I've been to the Philippines twice, Japan and Macau, and I love it. Traveling far away changes you. It opens up your brain to the reality that there's a whole world out there that isn't just like me or you or anybody else. Exposure is good in some senses of the word. Well, I just stayed the night, so I didn't get out and about. I was in Narita, went from the airport to the Noko Narita Hotel, which was very nice. But I liked what I saw. The Japanese don't drive like us, they drive proper. The Japanese tend to be more disciplined than us. But Japan is clean, it's beautiful. Cherry blossom trees. I didn't see them because I was there in the middle of summer when I was going to Manila. Nobody was rude to me. Of course, I was in the hotel, went to the airport, but nobody was rude to me. funny, I did a message this morning, and it's wild. You wouldn't think it. I'm physical. I work warehouse all week at my job. But when you teach, when you speak, it makes you tired. I love to speak, though. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wish I could make a living speaking. Speaking is my gift. And I've learned over the years, use it for the right thing. Comedians that get an audience because they're dirty and foul, God's not pleased with that. And I have a gift. I like to talk, and I like to use it to encourage people to dig deeper for truth. Japan is cool. I didn't go. Japan is very expensive. If I was to, I would not be able to spend a year there because it costs a fortune. But Japan is very different than the Philippines and other Southeast Asian cultures. Japanese women are beautiful. That I do know. They're very pretty. I didn't meet anybody who was over there. Like I said, I had a flight that was late leaving Denver to go to Manila. And it was supposed to be a 2-hour layover in Narita. And the flight was late leaving Denver, so I missed the connecting flight at 5:15 to Manila. So they rebooked me on Japan Airlines the next day. Japan Airlines is beautiful. Their service is good, and their food is way better than United. Way better. America used to be the standard. A sub and friend of mine messaged me last night. She sent something. She sent it 2 or 3 day priority. It went from her town to Seattle and it's been sitting there for days. And she said, it's kind of disgusting when you pay for that. I said, I would go to the post office and they should reimburse for that. That's crazy. Hi, Tracy. Welcome from Sydney. How are you? Welcome. We always love Down Under. I don't know if I'll get to travel far, but it would be fun to go down there someday. That's right, Tracy. That's one of the blessings of online. Before, if you had a pen pal, you wrote and you waited weeks for a letter. But like I said, the U.S. Post Office is falling apart. You pay for 2 or 3 day priority mail, and it goes from your town and sits in the hub of Seattle for 2 days. Well, that's not right. That's not right. I was thinking everything is changing. Everything is showing signs of age and fail. And it just reminds me, we're heading towards God, man. Mankind cannot solve the problems. He never could. They think he can, but he can't. Well, thank you for that, Tracy. It's a Sunday morning in the U.S. What time is there right now? It is 5:59, 6 a.m. here. Really? Wow. FedEx and UPS are better than the post office, but even then, where I work, we ship stuff and they break it. I had to pull an order again and repack it double because they bent it. They bent the rod, and I packed it good. They broke the box and bent the thing. And because they didn't insure it, that's crazy. I don't understand something. You make a mistake, you get penalized. Company makes a mistake. Well, we're really sorry. Yeah. Is it really, Tracy? 8 o'clock. So you are, wow, you are 26 hours ahead of us. It's Sunday evening, right? Yes. Tracy, are you? I'm looking at your picture as best as I can see, and I cannot get a good look. Are you male or female, and are you Aboriginal? I cannot tell by the picture because those thumbnails are so small. No, I'm not going blind, but when the picture is this small, it's very hard to see. In the US, Tracy can be interchangeable with men and women, but it's mostly female here. Well, thank you for that, Tracy. No, but seriously, are you male? Are you female? Do you have Aborigine in you? I have a fascination with the Aboriginal. They were not treated very well over there back in the day. I have responded to lives, and a lot of people don't even respond. And I'm like, done. If they don't speak or interact, then I'm done. Tracy, did you hear my question at all? Are you male or female? I don't know if you're hearing me or not answering. I'm trying to find out about you, and you're asking questions but not answering. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. Well, I'm in Georgia. I wish there was a way, I don't know why YouTube doesn't do it, but where I could pull somebody out of the chat, click something where they can turn on their cam and the screen split and we can talk and do a live together. I would love to have that ability. I would love to have that ability because I want to bring people on. I think that'd be so cool. Yeah, I try not to. Now, the only time I don't see comments is if I'm talking and I'm looking and talking and focusing, and some people get really upset. He's not even paying attention. I'm like, man, I didn't see the comment. That's why sometimes I turn the live chat off so I can do a stream uninterrupted. Joe, how are you doing? Good old Sydney, the Opera House. It is a landmark, very distinct. That's the first thing people see when they come into Sydney on a ship. The unmistakable, iconic Opera House. Wait a minute, are you 56 or 26? Or was the first one a typo? Yeah, you said 56 up there. Okay. Got you, Tracy. When I talk and you speak, sometimes there's a lag. I don't know why that is. Or when you respond, I'll be back. I have to go use the porcelain deity. I drank all that juice this morning and it goes straight bam out. All right. I see the sun is rising. A little over a month till summer starts. I've heard that. I'm familiar, but I'm not familiar. '56. Well, from what I can tell of your picture, you look young like me. Young is good when we're old, right? Look at that. I didn't know it was supposed to be cloudy today. The backyard is a sound with the sound of me talking. Oh, sheesh. Listen to the birds. Welcome to Georgia, Tracy. It's very humid and warm this morning. Georgia's very hot and humid. This time of year forward for the next 4 months, it's going to be miserable. August is very bad. The humidity goes up the flagpole. Hello, Justinian. How are you? Listen to the rhythm of the singing birds. Even the birds praise God in the morning. In the distance, a barking mutt. Mosquitoes feasting on my arms and legs, getting their daily consumption of free blood. Yeah, the heat down here is too much, Big Red. I'm adaptable and I deal with it, but I don't like it. Good morning, Brandon. How are you? Hello, Leslie. Hello, Grateful. Grateful Mabel. I like that. How are you? I'd love to live by the Great Lakes again, or actually not by them, but on them. But it's so cold in the winter, and I have to admit, I used to love the winters, but it changes me. My mood changes when it gets real cold and long, dark days. I become extremely serious to the point of I don't like it. There's something about winter that makes me more severe. I love winter. Actually, it's just comfortable right now. There's a slight chill, but I came out here earlier and it was warm and wet. Look at my yucca. My trees are just going gangbusters. They're all growing, and this thing's got a bloom that's going to open up. I love that. That is so cool. That one bloomed last year. I need to pull that off of there. You get near those, you'll never do it again. Those things are razor sharp. Most animals don't touch these because they just knife the heck out of you. This little thing was a sprig by the front door when I moved in, and it would not grow. And I dug it up and transplanted it. This little thing has taken off. Unbelievable. And I might have a problem because I don't want squirrels using it to get up onto the roof. And as it gets bigger, I'm sure they're going to try. I might have to just rein it in and train it. It's a pretty tree, though. That thing is just exploding on me, too. I should have planted it further out. Hello, Mr. Pink. Do you not? I love beads. I got a closet full of them. 70 degrees in Philly. Seriously? All the way up north, and you're warm. Listen to the birds. So cool. My green yard, I don't even water it. It's one thing about the eastern side of the U.S. It's green and stays that way. We had a bit of a drought weeks ago, and it was brown back here, but it's come back very good with the rains. Yes, Big Reds, it's fun. Wow, 50 in, well, Philly's tempered by the ocean, but you would think the Atlantic would still be cold. That's interesting. I've been through Pittsburgh many times, Nat. Big old high tension power line over there. People claim that there's things that happen living near high tension wires. I don't know if I believe that or not. Just electricity flowing through there. As long as it's not flowing through your body, you should be fine. Hi, Johan. Well, thank you for that, Nat. Yeah, they're all mostly Mardi Gras beads, but I got necklaces and stuff. I just like to do bling bling and experiment and try different things. Look at these stupid dandelions. These things grow like pigs. I need to mow this today. I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna, because if I don't, when I get off next Friday, it's gonna be a jungle out here. This stuff grows so fast. So fast. Bota, 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 bota. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. My bead collection is as follows. We got everything. The cheap Dollar Tree ones, all kinds of stuff. We even got this one. I bought that at the flea market. And this one is just cheap Mardi Gras beads. Different necklaces, my trolls, just kicking it up here. Trump sign. We got everything in the world in here, man. A menagerie and an eclectic collection of stuff. I need to do work on this closet. One day I'm going to strip everything out of here and gut this thing and redo it. It's going to be a mess. You like all that, Nat? Nat, what state are you? So you're in Pennsylvania, Nat? Oh, I got to put this back. Got to put the cross back. I got a Celtic cross from Colorado years ago. And this thing is heavy iron. Very heavy. Oh my gosh. Eeg. Let's set this down for a minute. This thing is very heavy. Don't want to drop it. Iron will bust on the cement. Oh, you're in Florida? Yeah, that troll potato. Bridget sent me to one of my moderators. I love that thing. It's fun. I love it. But I like to have fun. Do you like Florida? I spent 3 months in Tampa. Thank you, Mabel. Mabel, where are you from? Can I ask? Thank you for the rose. Roses are so cool. Roses are beautiful. And it wouldn't be alive without Michael chomping on his bare nude granola. Naked granola is better than clothed granola because it's the real deal. It's got these cool little pieces of chocolate that are dark chocolate. And they're so yummy. They look like miniature Hershey bars. It's just enough chocolate to not make you ridiculous. Dropping stuff on the floor. Don't be a pig, Mike. It's your own room. The moisture content is huge, so I run this dehumidifier. And there's 52% right now, but it'll suck. Because I can tell by the floor starts to dampen. There's about 8 inches of slab underneath me. They really poured the cement back in the 50s. Back when it was cheap. I think a standard slab is what, 4 inches now? and they wonder why it all cracks. No cracks in my slab here. And I know because I've exposed it. This is a slab house, so I pulled up the carpet and the sticky towel. I saw no cracks. Not bad for a 70-something-year-old house. Jamestown, New York, really? Thank you. That's peaceful, except when the boom goes by. I hate that stuff. You know, Lisa, and welcome, Lisa. How are you? Well, MD, because if you know anything about YouTube, you have a lot of trolls that come in and just make rude comments. Most of the trolls aren't going to wait 10 minutes, but then you got the dedicated trolls that will wait 10 minutes just to come in and be rude and get blocked. Hey, young grasshopper, welcome from our friendly Canadian neighbor north. Hi, Tans. How are you? Yep, I said it this morning, Lisa. I like to get up early. That's my time. Augusta's a sleep culture. On the weekends, these people sleep till noon. I cannot deal with that. When I lived in Hong Kong, I loved it because Asian people are like early birds. I love the energy of Asian culture. I adapt very well to Asian culture. They're early, they're hardworking, fun people. And I love that. Here in Augusta, they call it disgusta. And there's a reason for that. Welcome from Canada. Where are you? Are you in BC? Are you in Ontario? Are you in the Maritimes? Saskatchewan? Manitoba? I know, Tams, I saw that you must have been out like a light yesterday. Ontario, right on. Hello, Shanika. I love the name Shanika. And thank you. I knew a young lady. I ran a troubled respite home for 6 months when I was married in Akron. One of the young ladies we had, beautiful young lady named Shanika. Young black girl, so full of energy. I had to take her. My wife took the one girl, and I took her, and my wife had the car when I was married. And Shanika and I walked all the way to downtown Akron to Quaker Center. And then she wanted me to give her a piggyback ride all the way home, which was several miles. And I carried her for a while. Everybody was looking. A white guy with a black gal on his shoulders walking through Akron. What a sight. And Shanika was having a ball. I said, I got to put you down, man. That was so funny. But I love the name Shanika. Hey, pleb, welcome from Virginia. Thank you. What do you mean if Alberta leaves? You mean, wait a minute. All right, let me get my provinces straight. Isn't it Ontario that wants to leave Canada because of French? Or is Alberta looking at seceding? Wow, I got to pay attention. Alberta wants to secede. That means Alberta's tired of Ontario politics, and I don't blame them. Wow, I didn't know that, Lisa. I know Quebec wanted to leave because of the French, and it never happened. Can Alberta actually leave? Can they do that? Can they legally pull that off? That'd be a massive. I would go to Alberta. I would look at going up there. If I get work, shoot, I'll join them. Why not? Why not? People are getting tired of all this crap. Why are we electing leaders that aren't representing the people? They're representing the devil. Can I just say it? They're representing the devil. They want to destroy what made a country or area great. They just want to destroy it. And I'm tired of it. Shoot, just think, Alberta's economy would go from high to really high. Alberta's got forests, though, or is it all Great Plains? Does Alberta have any forests, or is it all prairie, like the mid section of the USA? I know there's oil, but British Columbia's the Rocky Mountains and the forests. Are there any forests up in Alberta? Oh, well, when they had Clown, I couldn't believe the clown that Canada had as a prime minister. Trudeau. The way he handled that truckers' protest was ridiculous. He stole their GoFundMe money. Did we ever hear anything in the courts on that? That's illegal as all get out. And they didn't riot and tear up stuff. Justin Trudeau is not a working man. He's never walked behind a push lawnmower. And when we had COVID hit, I saw him on the news saying, "This is the Great Reset." I thought, oh, what are you grinning about, clown? You think it's funny that people can't earn a paycheck? You like that? Those leaders need to be homeless. They need to be stripped of all their wealth, all their mansions, all their retirement accounts, and learn what it feels like. Then and only then will they get it. Katy Perry, yeah, boy, she's got real taste in men, huh? And he's got real taste in girls, huh? That's good. I actually thought Justin Trudeau and Gavin Newsom would be a great married couple for the gay lifestyle. Those two are birds of a feather. They'd get along great. They're equally as crazy. Aren't you glad we're not like dogs, Lisa, where we go up and sniff each other's butt? Hey, how you doing, Lisa? Good, Mike. Smells pretty good. Oh, thanks. Oh, that was great. Oh, yeah. His name is Stama. I think he spilled hot tea on his privates, and that's what deranged him when he was young. He was at the Queen of England, and tea got spilled on his pay, and that made him go brain dead. Yep, I'm with the truckers. They did a peaceful protest, and he did not like it. They honked their horns and they blocked the streets, and I thought it was awesome. See, America and the world, if people want to change a regime, the working ants just need to stand up. That's why the elites want to get rid of all the jobs. They want to control us, and they want to conquer us, and they want to kill us. And Bill Gates should be arrested. Bill Gates believes in eugenics. Bill Gates has the same belief system that Adolf Hitler did. Adolf Hitler just called it blonde hair and blue eyes, which is ironic because Adolf Hitler was the most fuggliest man ever to run a show. He was not a handsome man. And yet he had all his little Fraulein's. Adolf Hitler with his little butt stash. And he wanted blonde hair, blue-eyed Aryan race. Bill Gates said that poverty is the result of inferior genetics. I read it myself. Oh, really? And him and Melinda, and Bill Gates' father actually believes in population control. I said, okay, let's start with you guys. Your carbon footprint is huge. You got a house the size of a high school in Bremerton, I think, in Washington. And if you believe in population control, let's start with Oprah Winfrey and the elites that are hogging the world's resources. Let's start with that. Let's do that. Now, Obama said share the wealth. Let's talk about the Obamas, shall we? Michelle said that I have white privilege. Michelle said, I don't know why whites don't move to the black neighborhood. Hello, Michelle, I'm here. Where's the CNN van? How come you didn't come and sit down in my makeshift house, and have tea with me and talk about it? Because you won't. You guys want a narrative that's complete false. The Obamas did not move to Compton. They did not move to Baltimore. They did not move to South Augusta or Atlanta or Southside Chicago. Pay attention to that, people. Everybody who is on the wrong side of the equation is always telling you what you need to believe and how you need to live. They never model it themselves. Never. They live rich. They live in gated communities. And then they want defund the police, except where they live. So this is my issue. And people say, I get tired of you talking about Democrats. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about any leader that tells us we need to be socialists, we need to do this. When Al Gore talked about global warming. Wasn't he awesome? And his carbon footprint was huge. Hello, Evita. How are you? Well, here's the thing. AI will never be able to do the following things. Install HVAC in your home, fix your plumbing, and build a house. Okay, so those jobs are secure. The warehouse I work in, AI could never, the way that warehouse is set up, they'd have to build all new buildings, set up a whole new system in order for AI to be able to do it. Because as it's set up now, even robots would not be able to, they wouldn't be able to do it. This was built in the 50s, and it still operates like the 50s. So, yeah. They will not be able to work on your car. They will not be able to install carpeting, paint, do a roof, cut down the trees in your yard. So, people talk, they cry wolf, they keep talking about driverless cars. I don't think that's going to take off. I hate AI too. It's fun when you want to do a little spoof video, but guess what? My channel, from the beginning to now to forever, I'm going to continue to be real. I don't need artificial intelligence to help me. Excuse me. We don't even have enough real intelligence. Why are we trying to get artificial? Oh, because people are superficial and fake. And I notice a lot of people on their shorts. I did a lot of criticism and laughter, but all my shorts, all my videos are 100% bona fide, genuine article, Michael Nelson, no AI at all. Boom. If your channel has to grow by superficial AI, you don't have any talent. You don't have any content. I'm sorry, there's nothing more satisfying than a wheel and a gear shift, and they got rid of all those. They've got to have a backup camera. Backup cameras are for wussies that don't know how to use their mirrors. And they still run into things. They got turn signals on the mirrors of the cars. And the cars that are next to it still get up in the way. You can't fix dumb. I have driven school buses and trucks, no backup cameras. It's called go. Get out and look. As I'm pulling into an area, whether it's the bus or a truck, I do a drive-by. I scan the area. Okay, I got enough room. Beep, beep, and I back it in. I see people in a car backing out in a parking lot, backing up an entire football field. Dude, what are you doing? Back as little as possible. That's why, Michael, when I go to the stores, the malls, public, I pull through. I don't back out. I hate backing out into an aisle of a business. I pull through, or I back her in where I can pull out and see. Safety is worth the extra minute. That's right, Lisa. Yeah, and who wants to watch fake manufactured crap? Like the other day, I went to do that video, Just One Look by the Hollies. I was just going to do a jig in the backyard. Right when I hit it, I felt the ladybug land right here. And I'm like, all right, buddy, looks like my script has changed. Just one look. And he's just running around on my arm. I'm like, that was freaking beautiful. You photobombed my channel and you made it great. Thank you, ladybug. That ladybug's basking somewhere going, I'm on YouTube. YouTube, what's that? Well, it's a social media, what's that? Dude, you're a ladybug. Why are you trying to be on his thing? You're not a human. No, but I'm a pretty little star. That's awesome. Aren't you glad God's not AI? Notice the world always heads towards superficial, fake. I always criticize this, and I always will to my grave. You ask somebody how they're doing, and the way they speak it, the way they say it, you know it's fake. I'm doing well. Why does everybody in America answer that way? That's superficial. Why does the corporate world answer that way? Are they really doing well? I don't buy that. It's a standard fake canned response. We all should have known there was something wrong when you turned on Gilligan's Island or Brady Bunch. Sherwood Schwartz was the creator, right? Director, whatever. And they had to have canned laughter. Why? And if you notice, with both Gilligan and the Brady Bunch, there's a certain part in that laugh track where you hear a distinct laugh. I'm like, what? I noticed that as a kid. And that's when I'm like, this is the same laugh every time. I mean, as a kid, nobody told me about canned laughter. I'm like, this is fake. The old shows were great, but why did we have canned laughter in them? I mean, it's either funny or it isn't. We got to be told how to laugh and when to laugh. It's like going to church. Please rise for the responsive reading. Leader, God has said that he is love. People, yes, we all agree. God is love. God has said that you must repeat after me. Yes, we will all repeat exactly what you told us to. Responsive reading. Liturgy. Rote. No life. No passion. I think the Antichrist is going to use AI. You know, they're talking about marrying computer with cells. And the Bible talks about there will be an image of the beast. There's the Antichrist. It'll have, Satan's producing his false trinity. You have Satan who's behind it. You have the Antichrist, and you got the image. And that's no joke. People laugh at this. Most Americans go on, they're not paying attention to Jerusalem, that a temple is going to be rebuilt, and this man who's going to deceive the world at that time is going to walk into a wing of the temple and say, I am God, and you will worship me or else. Talk about a Messiah complex. Neuralink. That must be something over there. See, at least here we can talk about stuff, right? And we need to. All right, let's fix a couple eggs. Got a couple of pieces of bacon left. Oh, that bacon is so good. I try to avoid pork, but I had some leftover bacon in the freezer and I thought I better use it. Tina left me that over a year ago. No freezer burn, though. I want to say something that hit me this morning. You have churches that are always trying to do things to attract people. They'll get a Christian rock band, or they'll have a PowerPoint presentation, or they'll have free car washes. Read my lips. If you are called by God, and you're a child of God, if you're a child of God, you have the Holy Spirit living in you, number one. If what you are doing is led by the Holy Spirit makes things happen. And all these gimmicks, these sales event gimmicks that churches use, it's like the store. They used to, on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, they'd have for the first 200 people, either majorly discounted or free. And then you hear about people getting punched and shoving and pushing. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea. Those are what are called get you in the door deals. Years ago, JCPenney up at the Ponderosa Plaza Mall in Prescott was giving away 50 free Norman Rockwell gold-edged painted china plates with the wire holder. And the girl that I was dating, her mother asked if I would go stand in line for her and get one of those. I thought, yeah. I went to JCPenney. I stood at the door. Mostly older women. There's not too many young women that were into Norman Rockwell in the 80s. I'm the only guy in line, and when the door opened, I felt these battle axes shoving me. I mean, pushing. I'm like, whoa, man. I got my plate. I wandered around the store, went right back out the door. I went to Lou, and I said, I got your plate, and I wondered why you wanted me to do that. Man, them women started pushing. She started laughing. She goes, that's exactly why I did not want to go, Michael. Thank you for getting my plate. But they do that to get you in the store. Nothing is free, is correct. Nothing. There's a catch somewhere. I like the car commercials. They're the biggest lie in the world. The biggest lie. And it goes like this. $10,000 off MSRP. Public doesn't know what MSRP is, most of them. Wow, that vehicle is $10,000. That's called the manufacturer suggested retail price. Dealerships never sell it at MSRP. It's a game that the auto industry plays to get people to pay as much for the car as they can. So it's smoke and mirrors. We had a car dealership in Colorado called Medved Chevrolet. And every year they would have this push commercial. Push, pull, or drag, you bring it. We'll give you $2,000 off your purchase of another vehicle. What people don't realize, that means push, pull, or drag. If you pull something in on a trailer, they got to take it. They'll give you $2,000 off. What they don't tell you is the dealership marked up every one of those vehicles an additional 2 or 3 bills. And people are duped. And I don't like it when the church does that. Peter told the truth. On the day of Pentecost, 3,000 people got saved. Churches use gimmicks. If you stand on the Word of God and God is moving with you, God can make the results happen. And if you stay true to the Word, let God. You know, what if God called me? What if I got a call from somebody on YouTube said, Mike, this is going to sound strange. I know you're not a preacher, but we need somebody to run our church. We'll pay you handsomely. You got a house to live in. What if it grew? What if it became something? I'd be like, okay, wow. I mean, God can do something with an available vessel. We don't need gimmicks. We don't need games. We don't need entertainment. We just need to get the truth, and the Holy Spirit empowers you, and guess what? It works. We're living in a time where people are not as responsive to the gospel. People are hardened. They're jaded against it. And all the gimmicks won't work. All you're going to do is get a bunch of people sitting in church because they got a Starbucks in there and free movies and some crappy Christian band. Big religion is business, absolutely. Brave little blues. What is DID, Mabel? What is Neuralink? You know, what we hear about is BlackRock and Blackstone. I know very little about it, but they said it's a massive corporation, which is corrupt as all get out. And they control more than we realize. George Soros is evil. Bill Gates is evil. There is no difference between Bill Gates, who during COVID wanted to give away vaccines with a fertility drug to the third world countries. Bill Gates was doing this so that they can't procreate. Bill Gates and the black community never said this. Deep down inside is racist. You send a fertility drug to people in India, Africa, and the Philippines. What do you think is going to happen in time? Everybody knows. And I'm going to say something about Bill and Melinda both. This idea that they're some super race because they're more intellectual, neither one of them are what I call hot looking. Bill Gates is not GQ. I've got more muscle tone and look to my body at 60 than he's ever had in his damn life. His wife, Melinda, was meh. And I love the mentality these people get. This whole eugenics thing. What makes you think that you should live and the rest of us should not? That bothers me. That really bothers me. Hello, muscle car. What is Kundalini and Kumbhaka? Dark night. This associative identity disorder, vagus nerve, polyvagal therapy. What is polyvagal therapy? Oh, Neuralink is a brain chip? Multiple personalities. Shoot, I have at least 5. No, I'm joking. Just kidding. Modern love is automatic. Modern love is automatic. That was a Flock of Seagulls song. Oh, it broke the egg. I hate it when I do that. I broke it. I like sunny side up, or whatever you call it. Man, I thought it was over easy. I think it's over hard. I don't know what it is. I should do scrambled. I should get some shredded cheese. But then I have to buy milk, and I hate milk. Milk is yucky. It's for cows, not people. What is this? All right, we got a clown. By G, you can't do that, whatever your name is. Jim Edits. That's ridiculous. Stop flooding the room, clown. Oh, Black Rock's in Colorado. I did not know that. Make a fallout of it? What do you mean by a fallout, Lisa? You have to educate me. Juicy juice. Juicy juice. We got that. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Got some bacon left over. Colette told me I need to get new slides. She said those slides you wear with the dress are not going to cut it. I said, really? My flip-flops? Excuse me. I don't like Sundays. I like it that it's cloudy this morning. I actually like stormy Sundays. I don't know why. When it's sunny and bright, I get depressed. I think I would live good in Ireland because they have a lot of clouds. And Ireland is not quite as cold as Minnesota. But I do like some of the, oh, I don't want that. Let's try 15 seconds on the bacon. That one's good. That one's good. All right, turn it off. Triggers, yep, and we all have them, Mabel. Every single one of us have those. Can be a cologne, can be a perfume. My mother wore some perfume. It never was a good smelling one. I haven't smelled it in years. But once in a blue moon, I'd come out there and somebody'd be having it, and immediately all that negativity floods into me. The girl I chased in Hong Kong wore a perfume. Do not know the name of it. Don't smell it over here, but one day somewhere, some woman walked by me in a mall or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Beth's perfume. The power of a piece of music and the power of an odor or a fragrance brings a memory back. Just bam! Powerful. Bacon and eggs, man. Bacon and eggs. Put a little Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt on the egg. Have a couple strips of that. Oh, I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's the good stuff. I know they say pig meat is bad. The Bible forbade it in the Old Testament law because it was unclean. Somebody had a live video the other day, then they put it on every so often. I don't know if it's a farm or what, but it shows a bunch of pigs laying around, sleeping or standing up. And they're really dirty. One pig had poop all over its butt and was getting on another pig and starting to do this. And I'm like, oh gosh, I like piggies, but they really are filthy. Hey Beth, how are you? Lisa, where'd you go for a walk? Did you go to the beach? Did you go to the store? Well, it's too early to go to the store. Just my simple bacon and eggs. Hot. So like a Friday night. Tans. Beth, I'm okay. Wish it were a Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. If I had an aeroplane, I still wouldn't make it on time. Ding, 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 ding. Bengals. I have to tell you, I listen to you and then fall asleep. Are you saying I'm boring? I'm putting you to sleep? I know, Tans. That's why I left you a message. I'm like, that poor Tans. She's out like a light. Hey, raise your hands, everybody that lives in the South. Do you ever wipe the dust off your fan blades? I do. I go to some houses, there's not just dust, but there's like swoop-de-doos hanging off the fan and spider webs. Oh my gosh. Yep, pleb. Oh, you're comfortable, thank you. Are you saying that the channel is calming? That's awesome. I take that as a compliment. I used to love Bill Pierce, Night Sounds. You would never know he was broadcasting out of Chicago. I'm in Duluth. I am 4 blocks from Lake Superior. I can look out my kitchen window onto my enclosed porch and see the lake. And in the summer, ships at anchor with their deck lights on. In the winter, you can see the lake, the ice, and that haunting piece of music by Debussy, Beau Sawyer, comes on. Good evening, everybody. This is Night Sounds with Bill Pierce. I want to talk about peace. So often our world doesn't have any. The sounds of automobiles, horns, deadlines, the expectations at your job, but we can still have God's peace. Oh my gosh, his program was so calming. Anybody ever hear of that? Night Sounds. That was a good program on the radio. Wow, Tans. And it's hard for me to believe the UK gets hot. The River Thames used to freeze back in the 1600s. They had winter carnivals on the River Thames. Who's Art Bell? Tans, ladies, if you're interested, type in Night Sounds with Bill Pierce, Pierce. You can listen to his broadcasts. They're all archived on YouTube. Very good, godly man. Had a very calming segment that was aired on a lot of Christian stations. He's in the presence of God now. It's another thing that's happening. Christian greats, Christian preachers and teachers are dying. We're losing a generation of theologians and people who rightly taught the Word of God. We're losing that. Big Reds, is that like that, what is that channel? I heard it here. What is it called? Oh my gosh. What is that channel called? They get into too much paranormal. Coast to Coast. They got that out here on 95.1. There's some bizarre people calling in with bizarre stuff, so I don't much listen to it. Yeah. Coast to Coast. Hi, Alice. Welcome from Canada. How are you? Tans, Americans can't handle the heat here. 90+% humidity, 100 degrees. The heat index goes up to very high. When I get off work in the warehouse, my shirt, my underwear, and my pants will be soaking. Being in the shade. That's how hot it is here. When I get into my house, I will peel my underwear and pants off. It's work to get them off. Hey, Allison, how are you? Oh, well, we'll do better than that, Alice. All right, Ham, this bud's for you. Give me a 1, give me a 2, give me a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ham. Happy birthday to you and many more. How's that, Alice? That's a never forget one there. We like to shout out people's birthdays, absolutely. Man, I held that note so long the chat froze. What happened? Kenneth says, I hope you're well. Kenneth, are you insulting me again? You know I hate that. I'm teasing you. I'm good, sir. How are you? These have been reduced lately. They're under $3, so I buy them. Mops, Juicy Juice. Ocean Spray has corn syrup in it. Now that's just stupid. Why do you put corn syrup and sweeteners and sugars in fruit juice? Anybody want to tell me why that makes rational sense? And that's why our kids are a mess. And our culture's a mess because we put sugar in everything. Yeah, Kenneth, I got you. Alice, thanks for coming in. Who's Rob? Wait a minute, Robert. Yeah, me too, Oscar. We don't like the heat too much. Who's Robert? Who's Robert, Towns? Oscar, if the ingredient list has sugar or salt in the first one, red flag, don't buy it. Do not buy it. And what's weird is that most people fail to realize you can get diabetes later in life because of all the crappy food we eat. Cut back on that sugar now, you'll avoid diabetes later. I don't buy table sugar at all. Still a bit cold in the UK, really, Kenneth? Oh, now that's not good. When the marijuana's safer than the juice, that's bad. I was gonna drink my juice instead of gonna have. Oh boy. A native princess, now that's cool. I wish a Japanese woman would fall in love with me that's descended from one of the emperors and had a huge, sprawling Japanese estate with the cherry blossoms and the koi fish ponds with a rowboat on it. I would love to live on that. When you're in love with a beautiful woman. And hey, I could get this out. Actually, I could buy the Asian ones. I could get the Asian ones. The ones that are very Asian-y. I could buy all my silk kimonos. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, that's a classic. That's cute. I like the cat face with the hearts, Beth. That's so cute. Emojis are just positives. They're so cute. I remember Yahoo Chat had some little GIFs. They had that stinky guy with the fumes coming off him. And I would send it to people that were rude in the chat. They'd PM me. Oh man, that makes me want to take a shower. I'd send it over and over and over until they left me alone. Really, Lisa? I married the guy that started. I married a daughter of the guy that started McDonald's, and when she walks through, she gives me fries with her shake. Lisa, it should be titled, "We Are Family, all my sisters and me." I should have kept my old toilet seat. I could have done spoof ads on my channel. I mean, can you believe that? Seth has put himself out there. Started with a toilet seat. Now he's doing an AI slapper. The other day he found Epstein Island on Minecraft. I actually watched for a minute. I'm like, this guy is actually pretty creative. I mean, it's off the wall, but he does it. And you don't see him being vulgar. And you're paying him. What is the secret to his success? The Ransom of Mercy Carter. Hey, Up Blake, how are you? Ray Kroc, Oscar, years ago, was speaking to college campus somewhere. And he told the kids, he asked them, he said, how do you think I got rich? And they said, hamburgers. He said, no, real estate. Every McDonald's I own is in high dollar, high profile zone business real estate. It was not on the hamburger, it was the location. If you want to read a good book, and I'm not a corporate guy, but I read it. Read about the gentleman who brought Chrysler from the brink of destruction. He worked for Ford, and he designed and created the Mustang. He did not have a good relationship with Ford. He went over to Chrysler. He created the K car, the minivan, or under him, the minivan, the K car. He asked Congress for a loan to bail out Chrysler, which had never been done, and they did, and they paid it all back. And the guy was freaking brilliant. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Somebody remind me who he is. Was he a scumbag? He actually saw in California, these guys had a fry and burger stand. And they had something, I don't know if it made the ice cream or whatever. They were having problems with the machine. Lee Iacocca, thank you. Thank you, my baby. That one. Lee Iacocca was brilliant. Love him or hate him, he was brilliant. I like reading stories. I'm not into the business world, but that book got my attention. I wish I could be that person. I wish I could come in and fix something. And then you write a book. Ray Kroc, if I remember right, he bought the ice cream machine, or the kids went out of business. I don't know what they did, but he offered to buy them from them the restaurant. And that's how he started his thing. Well, I bet you, when did he start that? Was that the 50s or the 60s? I think it was the late 50s. Denver has a retro McDonald's, kind of the flat roof with the arches that go along the side. I remember when I was a kid, it was what, 50 million served? They had a counter. Now they don't even do it anymore. McDonald's is pure crap. Wendy's came up with the baked potato, which was smart. I cannot believe that a baked potato took off. Sour cream and chives, bacon bits. But most of your fast food, the only exception is Subway. Their ingredients are fresh. I don't eat the bread, but I've gotten a Subway salad, which is not bad at all. I don't eat any of the fast food. It's crap. Polysaturated oils, they're bad for us. Seed oils are bad for us. But I believe today, most of your billionaire businessmen are corrupt. I believe that Bezos of Amazon, Bill Gates, The guy that worked with Gates was at Los Alamos, New Mexico. They were working together when Bill Gates wasn't even in the name. He claims that Bill Gates stole his ideas. People say, well, that's just petty jealousy. Others say, well, he could very well have. Eat flesh? Zach, that's gross. Really, young, that's interesting. I did like that Burger King came out with the flame broiled Whopper. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody likes a sloppy cheeseburger this tall, loaded with big beef patties, cheese, pickles, lettuce, the works. I mean, who doesn't like that? It's total junk food, but man, were they good. I used to like onion rings. All they were was onions dipped in hellacious amounts of batter. Lisa, you're so cute. We're talking about crap food and you mentioned birds singing. Maybe I should start a restaurant with birds in it. You could sit and dine while birds swoop over and steal your fries. And then boop. Yes, Zach. Yes, I do. I always said if I became famous, do not make a statue of me and put it outside where the birds come by and use it as a toilet. I thought, what a way to honor a guy. Woody the Woodpecker lives in Florida. Are you serious? Well, Paul Bunyan and Babe live in Brainerd, Minnesota, and Bemidji. What is it? One of the towns I went to up there shows Paul Bunyan. His hands are like this. Somebody stole the axe. Who stole the axe? I mean, this thing's huge. Brainerd, Minnesota, you have to pay to use the toilet. At least in the 90s. You go into the little dead mall, and I went in the bathroom and the stall's locked. You got to put a quarter. I called underneath the stall. I didn't have a quarter. I thought, I got to pee. And it's either go on the floor or go bum somebody for a quarter because I had dollar bills. Yeah, European, that's sad. I missed the 20, 30 years. That's either a troll or somebody got their date off. Minnesota's Africa. Minneapolis, but you go up north, those small towns, they're not up there. It's too cold. There's not enough industry for them. Those are cliquey, clannish towns up there. So what's sad is you got states that got a lot of beauty, but you have one major city and that just dominates everything politically and where the monies go for improving stuff. Minneapolis is nothing like the Mary Tyler Moore days, unfortunately. Did you know you can use your fingernails as a pot scrubber? Oh, they work great. I trimmed them this morning and they're still stout. I've got very thick nails. But I have dishpan hands still because I use dish soap. As a grown man and working in a warehouse, I want soap that's gentle on my hands. Because when you love a lady, she don't want rough, calloused hands sliding on her skin. It's funny. I think the companies are doing something wrong. I cooked 2 eggs. I didn't overheat them. They stick to the non-stick pan. And even after putting soap and water in there for all this time, and the same with oatmeal, both of those can be used as mortar, and they probably do a better job than cement. Oatmeal, leave oatmeal in a pot and don't put water in it. You better get out a jackhammer. I don't do that, but I know people, they'll set that stuff in the sink And I'll just laugh and say, have fun washing that, because you ain't going to get that out of there. Crazy. What's Jersey? Now, I never read that, European. I'm walking my cat. I can see a guy flying. What is going on in your world? You're in 2030 and you're walking a cat and a man is flying. Are you in the future? Is it Back to the Future? Or Back to the, yeah, that one. Imagine going back to the future, Michael J. Fox's mother's coming on to him, not knowing that eventually that's her kid. Oh, I saw Michael J. Fox on a video the other day. Wow, has he changed and aged? Poor guy. See, Hollywood doesn't like to show them now, do they? Hollywood likes to put together this image and everything is great, grand and hunky-dory. Hollywood doesn't deal with the sin and the curse and the afflictions that hit us. They ignore it. Sad. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever young. Man, my top keeps sliding down. I feel the pains of a woman. Really? I didn't know that. A Mustang. Oh, I hear people swear by cast iron. I have a small cast iron. Oh, Mice and Men. Yeah. I thought it was a movie. Jersey Mike's. I had not heard of that. I love you sincerely, yours truly, yours truly. I sent a message from another time, but as the days unwind, this I just can't believe. I sent a note across another plane, maybe it's all a game. This I just can't conceive. Yours truly by ELO, fascinating piece of music. Briquette burgers. Lighter fluid burgers. We had a guy at work, I don't know what he was doing. The guy that tends to be the old crabby guy, he's only a couple years younger than me. He was cleaning some engine part. I don't know what it was, a cylinder. He dumped brake cleaner in there and was wiping it. Dumped some more and he couldn't see down into it. So he took his cigarette lighter, put his hand down there, lit it, almost blew his face off. Why would you light a lighter with lighter or brake cleaner? Dude, I'll tell you, it's a wonder people don't kill themselves with the dumb things they do. Sheesh. Looking like buckwheat. Really, Zach, that's noteworthy. All right, excuse me 1 minute. I've got to do something. Let's see if we can pull it off. Let's see if we can do it. Dead out, 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 dead out. Oh boy, that's that way. This is a pain, but I got too many pieces of clothing on a hanger. I don't know why I've overloaded like that, but I did. Sometimes even me, I fail to be intelligent. Well, this is stupid. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's see. I'll be right back. I shall return. Nature calls. And the bathroom is where it's at. Well, hi, ladies. I thought I'd slip into something more comfortable. Oh, I'm so bad. Hello, Ms. DeRoth. Mrs. What are you guys talking about? My oats? No, oats don't make you go to the bathroom. What makes you go to the bathroom is when your body is working properly. The hey, mister. You know what, though? When I drove the bus in Denver, the Hispanic kids would always call me mister. Not bus driver. Hey, mister. I got to read all the comments. Oh my gosh. Litter box. Litter box. Let's talk about my thing that I did. Ladies, don't get mad at me for this, but when I was a kid, I was just as energetic then as I am now. Even more so. And I had cat box duty. And you come down the stairs from upstairs in our house in the Sierra Nevadas of Mammoth Lakes. Go through the doorway, down the hall. Bedrooms were off the hall, bathrooms down at the end, and the 2 bedrooms in the back. And when you come under the second floor, the cat box faced the other end of the hall, so it wasn't facing the stairs. And I ran down the stairs. I'd come down the landing, turn, down the landing, turn, and the last landing lined up with the hallway. And I'd run down the stairs, and I'd take my foot and punt the privacy cover off the top of the cat box. I'd kick it off, take the trash bag, go whoop, slide the thing in it, dump it, bang the back to get all the stuck clump off, pull it out, dump the bag, done. Well, this time when I kicked the top off, the cat was in there, pooping. I didn't know it. I come running down the stairs and went, boom! The cat was taking a dump. The poop flew, the cat flew, scared the crap out of the cat. My sister was right there. Oh my gosh, she was laughing so hard. The cat did not get hurt, but it scared the piss out of the cat. My mom was not home. She would have killed me for that. She would have killed me. Yes. Woo, baby kids, man. I was in middle school when I did that. My sister's like, oh my gosh. Michael kicked the cat box and the cat was in there going to the toilet. The cat jumped, poop flew. Nah, the cat, man. I will say this. The cats were pretty forgiving. I'm sure the cat went to the other 3 cats and said, you know, the only reason I stay here is we get good accommodations, but that redhead guy, he working my last nerve. I'm in there taking a dump and he kicked the roof off and I just about lost it. Child. I never did it again. Self-taught. I thought, oh, I don't want to scare the cat. Then he might not use the litter box, or she. That's all we had was she cats. Male cats are a problem. They winky on everything. In the house, out of the house. Marking territory. What's an automatic litter box? That'd be funny. The litter box tilts slowly upward. And you hear 10, 9, 8, and suddenly it goes, it takes off to outer space. Some aliens out there going, man, what was that? I don't know. Something hit me in the face. Dude, what is that? It's all brown. I don't know what this is. 20-pound tiger cat chewed my hand up. Oh boy. You have an unhinged redhead at your house? Oh, it runs in the redhead tribe for sure. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Unhinged. Redheads tend to be more energetic. We're also very sensitive to things. Light, sun, we get canker sores. Yeah. Are you a redhead? Oh, so you get it. Redhead women can be very, very feisty. At least that's been my experiences. Don't mess with redheads. They'll tear you up. Hi, Leslie. How are you? Oh, redhead women are beautiful, but I've never gotten close to one, except when I was in high school. I dated Sherry, spelled Sherry. 2 years younger than me. She looked like she could be my sister. She had freckles and red hair. We were the pair. I was so proud of that girl. She's the first one that witnessed to me about God. I wasn't a Christian, and I went to her church. We went to Lake Havasu for a week. And because we had 2 vans go, or the pastor with the station wagon and then the church van, I rode the church van. I wasn't even a Christian. And the pastor said, one of the guys in the church was bringing his boat, and he said, whichever carload wins the Bible quiz gets to ride down the Colorado River across Lake Havasu to London Bridge, where we're going to spend the day down there. And I'm like, ooh, boat ride. They're asking questions. And the minister was shocked. Michael, you don't even go to church here, and you got most of the answers. And people who go here didn't even answer. We won the Bible quiz. And Sherry and I were on the bow of the boat, had the windshield, had the bow. She was so pretty. And we were skimming down the Colorado River and across Lake Havasu. Man, was that cool. That was a fun ride. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Oh, that's cool, Crystal. That's right, Big Red. Thanks for coming in. You have a good day. Have fun adulting. But I thought it was interesting. I wasn't a Christian, but I knew some basic stuff even then. That's another thing. I was not raised in a Christian home. A lot of Christians can't answer basic Bible questions. I find that when I got saved, I had more fire than the people who'd been in the church all their life. I remember I was very enthusiastic in the old people. I remember hearing them say, you know, Mike, he's all right. He'll calm down. He got that, recently converted. He'll calm down. And I should have said, what are you all talking about? My Poe is calling. What's Poe? Crystal, thanks for coming in. Young again and again. Yes, absolutely, Melissa. But I thought it was interesting. They've done spot interviews. Somebody came from France to New York City and asked people basic questions. Where is the Nile located? What is the biggest river in America? French guy. Most Americans on the street in Times Square could not answer the questions properly. Thank you, Dragon. How are you? Hi, Queen of Mods. So how is it that nobody knows where the Nile is? Or the major river in the U.S. is the Mississippi? I ask kids on my school bus here, what is the capital of Georgia? I don't remember the answers, but none of them said Atlanta. I'm driving the bus going, and we take kids to school. Why? But we know all about Rosa Parks, refused to sit in the back of the bus. I walked in school to use the potty one day after routes, and they had it all over the lunchroom. Rosa Parks refused to sit in the back of the bus. And they teach these kids to always be angry about something they never went through. They teach these kids to believe that we are still doing that to them. That's not an education. Denial is not just in Egypt, it's what people do. Absolutely, Dragonfly. My husband says as long as he's on the same side as me, he knows he's safe. The worst place to be is whenever puts you on my bad side. Ah, well, you know how that goes. Nobody wants to be on anybody's bad side. How do we deal? When I was a kid, we had to learn the capitals of states. Sacramento, California. Olympia, Washington. You would be tempted to say Seattle. Prescott, Arizona was the territorial capital of Arizona before Phoenix was. The Phoenix, Arizona, we went on a senior high field trip to the state capitol and the court system on the school bus. I also walked by and touched an anchor from the USS Arizona that's a tourist site in Hawaii from World War II. That was cool to touch the anchor that was on that ship. And Anthony came in the room yesterday. They just christened the Cleveland, a military ship on Lake Erie. And they said when it's done with its service, it will go back to Cleveland as a museum piece. Get our meat out of the grocery store where it comes from. Okay. Can you guys spot malfunction? Tell me a case of malfunction, class. Hi, Just a Friend. How are you? I have a confession to make. Wow, Dragonfly, I just looked in on your picture. How come I get the honors of having all the pretty women in my channel? I'm being honest. I'm not just being a flirt. I think it's awesome. I've heard that, Oscar. When I was in Hong Kong, I had a friend named Anthony there. He was French. He lived briefly in the flat I was renting. And he said that his college in France did not cost him anything. And he had got an engineer degree and he moved to Hong Kong and got a job. That's right, Renee. Pledge allegiance to the flag in the 60s, 70s, and if you had your baseball hat on, the teacher or the playground attendant would knock it off and say, "It's the pledge. Take the hat off. Show respect." They used to do that. Now they want a cry room with a puppy. I am just. I just want to be independently wealthy so I don't have to go to work anymore. They are, Melissa. They are. Man, I read Curious George, The Man with the Yellow Hat, Babar the Elephant, Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, The Cave, Beverly Cleary, Ramona the Pest, Henry Huggins, oh my gosh, Encyclopedia Brown. I knew things were changing when I saw a book called Everybody Poops. Everybody Poops. I found it on the bus. I'm like, oh, this ought to be a good read. Elephants poop. Salamanders poop. Fish poop. I poop. Wow. I had a grossology book that somebody gave me. Talked about body odor, farts, gas. Talked about sores, zits. Perfect middle school book. Catcher in the Rye, we had to read Edgar Allan Poe. That guy was depressing. The Lottery, I did not like The Lottery. That was ugly. Shakespeare. Hemingway, For Whom the Bells Toll. You know, Hemingway very much loved women, but he also loved men. He was a very eccentric man. In some ways, I do identify with him a little bit because he was very... His daughter Muriel was beautiful, and they had cats with 7 toes. They breed those cats still down on one of the keys. Very unique cats with 7 toes. People want the cat, or the cat with 7 toes. Do you really, European? Wow. Melissa, I was told that by a lady who owned the Hallmark store in Duluth. I had a few people tell me that. I said, yeah, me in front of a class of kids? I wouldn't do it down here. If they asked me to teach in Richmond County schools, the only thing I'd teach is I'd look these black kids right in the eye and say, we're going to talk about racism today. And it's not going to go the direction that you think it needs to. We're going to talk about diversity today. Diversity is not defined by only your race. Racism is not something that's only done to your race. They'd throw me out of that school so fast if I didn't get killed. I love to teach, but I like to teach the truth. And I don't want to just preach the choir. I want to get the worst of the worst to go, where the biggest clown in the class stands up and says, hold up, guys. He's making sense. Listen to him. Oh, yeah, now we got something. That's right, just a friend. The masses hate common sense. The masses are like rats. You ever notice when you get into congested traffic areas, if you want to see the neurosis of people, watch educated people with college degrees leaving a downtown or an office park or, the technical areas. Watch how they suddenly, they're bound and determined. Traffic's gridlock, but they're bound and determined to get ahead of the one in front of them. Doing dumb things. Rats in a cage syndrome. When I was in Hong Kong, I was shocked at the mass of humanity. Is that your real picture, friend? You got pretty raven black hair. I love black hair on a woman. I don't know why. I've always been partial to jet black hair. I love it. Good morning, Dennis. I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. I didn't even shave this morning. I got stubble with a dress. Now that's just wrong. These guys that wear dresses and have a beard, it's like, no. No. Yeah, Thomas. I thought I'd change it up a little bit. Stubble in a dress. Thomas, that's funny. Leslie, yours is dyed black? That's right, European. Education is based on assigning blame. And the whites were voted on as the worst of the worst, according to the educators. We're the reason for all of the racism in the world. Ironically enough, if you go to Africa, Africa consists of how many countries? Somebody tell me the answer. How many countries makes up Africa? Did you know that each one of those different countries is not friends with each other? Oh, really? Well, you still had beautiful hair, but you're aging gracefully anyway. 54 countries in Africa, thank you. And if you think that racism doesn't exist, dark skin to dark skin, it does. You have headhunters down there. You still have headhunting tribes. So, yeah, you still have problems. How about in China? China racist? I lived in Hong Kong. Hong Kongers hate mainlanders. Both Chinese. Both part of the Hong Kong's the pinky toe on China. It is China until the British annexed it, colonized it. But Hong Kongers do not like mainland Chinese at all. Mexicans in the U.S. that came here legally cannot stand illegal Mexicans. They use derogatory racial terms against their own blood. That's right, Oscar. I was ace. Never again. Wow, Melissa, yeah. Yeah. The blacks were very racist against Korean shop owners. Shop owners. Koreans who had the guts to sell what the blacks purchased in the black neighborhoods when the whites said, hell no, we're not doing business. And I saw one video where a guy spray painted a Korean guy in the face. And this is the way they treated people that lived in their neighborhood and sold them. That really angered me. I was in Duluth. I was laying on the floor in my apartment watching the little TV I had, and I was yelling at the TV. I said, there's something wrong with these people. You think about Asians. I've heard people in transportation make racial comments against Asians. You like living in Hong Kong? Well, I don't like Asians. They're racist. I said, man, you guys call everybody racist. Well, no. You go to an Asian store here, they follow you around. I said, they followed me around in Hong Kong. So this is their culture. And I almost said, yeah. And you go to the Walmart up here on Deansbridge Road, and they got everything behind a locked cabinet. Why? What are the bulk of the people that go there? What ethnicity is it? They put deodorant under lock and key now. Stealing deodorant. Shoot. I have to go get a clerk now to get anything in the cosmetics section. If I want the skin cream, it's all behind locked glass doors. And if they ever have a riot, those doors ain't gonna matter. Smash and grab. It's so stupid. And the CEO of Walmart said because of the theft, nationwide, I'm raising the prices. There you go. Corporate America punished those of us that are being honest enough to pay for it. That there is pitiful. Pitiful. Oh, O.J. killed Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. There's no doubt in my mind. One of the things I'm shocked at, I work hard, and I'll never be a body mass. Every black man I know is endowed with natural strength. And a lot of them I know don't move as fast as me, don't work as hard as me. They don't work out, they don't lift weights. The women have natural, solid ox muscle. They've been gifted by their creator strength that we whites do not naturally have. And it just blows my mind. Rodney King wrong case. O.J. Simpson could have easily overpowered both of those. The walkway up to Nicole's condo or house or whatever it was, this narrow, dark thing, wall with the ivy and the trellis and stuff, he was back there. Those two walked right into his trap. You got a grown 6-foot+ man with a knife. He went into a rage. You knife this one in the face, this one in the face. They ain't going anywhere. He tore him up. He tore him up. Blood in the Bronco chase. Yeah, I knew nothing about his son. I never heard that. They made Mark Furman the scapegoat. It's interesting that O.J. had the L.A. Police Department at his mansion many times in Brentwood for barbecues and pool parties. And they came. I'm not a racist, but I've come to the conclusion of the following things. A lot of the African Americans don't think the way that the rest of the world thinks. They look at the world from a different perspective. And reaching them is like trying to reach people in the Mormon Church, or Jehovah's Witness, or Islam. They're programmed. They're brainwashed, and you cannot get through. I can speak truth on here all day long. There are some African Americans that come here and listen. They're good people. But the bulk of them will never come here. They'll never agree with me. They'll never get it. One, because they don't want to. Pattern recognition, absolutely. J.P. Morgan bought the Bronco. I wondered what happened to that. Why? What did he do? What did he put it in a garage or what? Oh yeah, he butchered them. He tore them up. One thing I know about blacks, even though I see a lot of laziness, if you go up and mess with that guy that's lazy, he'll have you on the ground in less than a second. He will tear you up. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. He got the Bonnie and Clyde car too. Wow. Justice system is faulty, and it is two-tier justice. What got me before the trial took place was the tapes that they played of Nicole calling about the abuse and him yelling in the background. Most Americans saw O.J., the Juice, Newton, they saw him as a teddy bear, a gentle giant. We didn't know about that part of him. He was in football. America's love. I didn't see anybody ever. I never thought anything of OJ. He was a symbol of football. He had a smile. He seemed like a good human being. When I was married and my wife said Nicole Brown Simpson was killed, I said, who is that? OJ Simpson's wife, and they're fingering him. I said, OJ? I said, he's a teddy bear. He wouldn't have done that. And I heard the 911 tapes. So OJ, it wasn't a case of racism. This is where America gets it wrong. They'll judge me for wearing this and doing stuff like this. I'm not the killer, though. OJ always had it in him. He came from the bad side of everything. And you can take a person out of a bad hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. A sports agent named Mike Gilbert owns OJ's Broncos. So who owns it? Clown suit. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't buy any of that stuff. Hello, Peachy. How are you? I wouldn't buy the Bronco, and I'd love to have a Ford Bronco in mint condition, but not his. I don't want to put my hands on the steering wheel of a vehicle of a guy that brutalized somebody. No thanks. Hi, Michelle. I want to drive once in my life, and I'll probably never get the chance. I want to drive a Duesenberg. Straight 8. Second gear, 85 miles an hour. Duesenberg was the millionaire's automobile back in the day. Those things ran $25,000, $30,000 back then in the 20s and 30s. That was a ton of money. To give you contrast, you can buy a Chevy full-size pickup, 1965, for $2,700, brand new, at the dealership. I want a Duesenberg with a straight 8. Go get on YouTube and listen to the sound of a straight 8. Way better than a V8, anything you got. The straight 8 has a growl and a roar. I'm like, oh my gosh, those things were engines. Engines, and they were powerful. Second gear at 85, and a Duesenberg, they were an automobile. You get in a Kia or a Prius and you feel every crack in the road. The Duesenberg was the true definition of an automobile, that long hood, those curved fenders, the running boards. I would love to pull out with a stereo system. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Oh, second gear, and I'm passing everybody on the interstate. Let's put it into third. Oh, man, how'd that old car beating us? Because it was made to run. Yes, Clive Cussler, who's now dead, who wrote a lot of, who's an author. He's got Packards. Let me see if I can find the book. He's got a picture of one of them on the back. one. I was trying to find the one with the purple car. Clive Cussler and his son Dirk, which was also the name of his top star in his Clive Cussler books, with Pitt's 1932 Auburn V12. V12. These people think that they're cool because they got a Scat Pack. That thing's obnoxious, and the Dodge Charger is crap. This car, you can't even touch these. I don't know what the price would be, but I believe it's probably $1 million. These things were legendary. They were awesome. Oh, he does. Leno did a YouTube video. There's a guy that does, I don't know, they're partial restoration and modification. They took a 60 Chevy pickup. They did not have the club cab. Made it a club cab with a dually Chevy bed, which they did not have back then. Matched, created just like it was off the factory. Put a Cummins diesel and a lift kit on that truck. Vinyl seats. All the dash, everything. I'm like, we're looking at $135,000 for that truck. He's driving it through Los Angeles. So I'm like, oh, give me that pickup. I love to go through Augusta with all these little geeks in their trucks with that. That Chevy was the bomb. I said, I want that truck. That thing was about this high. And it had the 4-door, even the doors. All the back, they built it. They extended it out and built it totally original with the steel. I'm telling you, that was amazing. You know, and you know, think God's going to destroy the world one day and all this is going to go. This thing here had a pair. It is. Just a friend, it is. And they're very obnoxious. We got a cat in the neighborhood who does a white boy. He looks like a dirty mess. And he bought this thing. And he rips and tears through here. He'll sit here at the intersection. I took a picture of him in the Charger. He had that orange Charger first. And he just does Brody's. And it is deafening. He was doing it. And I did. I called. I couldn't ever see him to talk to him. And I just called him. I said, look, we need to do something about this. He's not doing it anymore. He's not doing it because neighbors were talking to me saying, who's doing that? I said, it's the guy that lives over off that little lane over there. All those Scat Packs are is just little boys with little smokies that want to impress everybody. I've never seen most of these clowns that do this. They're never with a chick with them. Never. So they're making up and they're overcompensating for something. When I was into trucks, I like trucks that have a sound and sound good, but something that's ear splitting is not cool. Hi, Thomas Evans. How are you? 87 in Connecticut. Wow. No, Dells. This here, I can't imagine driving something like this. There's a guy, it looks like he's in Colorado up in the mountain towns. He's got like a coupe style car or the rat rod and he's got the straight 8 in it. Oh my gosh, the sound of that motor is music to my ears. It sounds better than a V8. And the Duesenbergs, that was the Auburn. They had the Packards and the Cords, which had their own different styles. But along the same lines with the long hood, the side grills, a V12. That's just nothing but fun. Oh, I like the old European style with that engine, and they had the spoked tires, spoked rims. This one, I can't tell. It doesn't have the side. This one probably did have the spoked rim. Very cool. The old big block, yeah. I had a Dodge pickup with a 400 big block, 727 automatic torque flight with posi-track rear end. Everybody criticized the Dodge for its boxiness, but that engine, gas was in the 70-something cents a gallon back then. I was getting 4 miles a gallon. I put my foot in it because I sped like a demon. And that truck just drank the gas. I mean, you'd stop at a red light and it would go, belch. It was fun though. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 90 something today here. My AC kicked on yesterday, so now begins hot summertime. What I don't understand about the seasons is if summer starts June 21st, why is it that the hottest part of summer hits August and not June 21st? Because June 21st is the longest day of sunlight, and every day after that we start to drop back down towards winter. Same with the cold. The coldest day is not December 21st. It's usually February, January. Strange things. This is one of my favorite authors. It's too bad he's gone. I loved his books. This was good stuff, good reading. Wow, Melissa. Melissa's a girl in a big old truck. Yeah, I got a 6-cylinder 99 F-150, and I hate the 6, but it does sip the gas. It's merciful on it. I do not like Prius. I do not like Kias. I'm sorry, but SUVs are gay. I hope I'm not offending you guys and ladies, but SUVs are gay. When I was a kid, a Jeep was a Jeep. Had that Tonka style front end. The old Wranglers, or CJ7s they called them back in the day. The Jeep had a long running contract with the military. The new Jeeps today, I can't stand them. They don't look anything Jeep at all. Just a friend, where are you at again? Are you near me? Are you near Georgia? I'm gonna switch lights. Yes. Older anything was easier. Look, ladies, I even got my slip on. Isn't that cute? See? I like the slip. It's actually comfortable, very satiny. I am weird that way. A Christian man. I like the feel of satin and feminine clothing. I know people think that that's weird, but I do. Now they're selling the Jeep 4-doors. And they're what, $42,000? That's crazy. I don't care what vehicle you buy, they're not worth that. The price tags on these new vehicles is a joke. A total joke. Arkansas. You know, I was told by a guy in Denver that I should move to Arkansas instead of Georgia. If I could have made it in the Ozarks, that would have been fun. I don't want to be in Little Rock. I'll be right back. I'm going to switch up my outfit. There, much more comfortable. Yeah, these new vehicles with anti-lock brakes and traction controller junk, they are junk. Back in the old days, they didn't call them SUVs. The K5 Chevy Blazer, you went out, locked the hubs, you were going to get out of your stuck. This new stuff gets stuck, and it gets stuck good. I've checked it out, Oscar, on the YouTube. He's got a very expensive collection of cars. I mean, they're beautiful. Does he have any kids? I wonder who's going to inherit that. Yeah, Melissa, my complaint against today's 4x4s, leather interiors, all this electronic stuff. You get in a K5 Chevy Blazer, it had steel door panels, built-in roll cage, steel dash. You had the rubber flooring where you could wipe it down. Cloth floors hold in all that moisture and rust out the drain pans or the floorboards. It tears it up. I've looked at many vehicles that looked really good, and you pull back the floor mat and you can see air in the driver's area. Not good. Well, thank you, Just. I appreciate that. Oh, really? He's going to donate it to a museum? I'll tell you what I'd like to get. The 1940s Dodge Power Wagon. Now, there's not a lot of seating room up front because the stick shift and the four-wheel drive stick is right there. Man, those trucks were unbelievable. They were, I believe they were the first gen 4x4 in a pickup. And they, oh my gosh, those were awesome trucks. I've never seen one in the real They did not make a huge amount of them, my understanding. Hello, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. What was a conquest? I don't remember those. Mike and the Mechanics. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Hey, Melissa, thanks for coming in. You have a good day. And always good to talk with all of you. Yeah. Everything has shifted. And I understand that times change, but quality is going down. Cost is going up. That's what I don't like. Thank you, friend. You have a good day. And thanks for coming in. Be safe. Baby time. Baby duty. I should go too. Do some stuff before I go off to church. Dodge Daytona. Why do I not remember that? The Dodge Daytonas were cool. The Barracuda. Those were cool. The Plymouth Duster had potential. My dad had one. It was black. The inside is black and white checkered seats, and my dad hated American cars and got rid of it. Michelle, what happened? You talking about my message this morning before I turned on chat? I will. Lord, I pray for Michelle. I don't know what happened, but we pray that you would steady her nerves. Pray that you would help her with whatever's bothering her. Pray that you give her your peace and help her to fear nothing. We just pray, God, that you'd help her with any anxiety and help it to go away and help her to rest in you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I am. I got up at 1:30 this morning. RX-7. You remember the Datsun 280ZX? Was it 280Z? You don't see those at all. Those were kind of cool. That was Datsun's sporty version. They had the long hood on them. Michelle, hang in there. Read Psalm 91. Read Psalm 91. That's a good thing when you're afraid. I better go, folks. I was waiting for Michelle to write a response before I split. I don't want to leave when she's typing something. You know, too, and I need preaching. You guys like my videos, but I sit under a lot of preachers and they lull me. You don't have preachers that speak with the energy that God's given me. And it's very hard to listen to people. I sat under some preachers, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher. Got you, Michelle. Well, listen, thank you for the response. I'm going to cut you all loose. You guys have a good day. Be safe. And we'll talk later, Lord willing. Amen, Michelle. Take care and